Alrighty. Alright, we are live with a special edition podcast of the Unknown podcast. This isn't part of any series or anything. We're taking a little bit of a break from the Unknown People series to kind of announce something big that Amy and I are doing together. So for the listeners, Amy's in the studio. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
And for the viewers, you've seen that we're here. So, you want to say it?
We're moving to California.
Yes, we are. We are moving to the Los Angeles area. And that's happening fairly soon. We are leaving the state of Texas August 2nd. That's when the moving truck and our little caravan of people head this way. We're moving to Los Angeles. And we don't specifically know what city we're in yet. We have a month-long Airbnb for the first month to kind of check out what community we want to be a part of. So, pretty wild that we're kind of like really doing it and now announcing it to everybody. But yeah, how can we tell the story of how this kind of came to be?
Well, it's kind of accumulation of both of our stories. We both had different sparks ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But then once we both decided to get back together, we both kind of mutually agreed that Texas was just, our chapter in Texas is kind of closing and
Mm-hmm.
we were ready to go somewhere. And so California was one of the states that I was wanting to go to, and I know that we had talked a little bit about it. I know when you were talking before you graduated, you were kind of applying in California, but you never really pulled the trigger, and then you ended up staying in Texas, and so I knew that California was kind of on your mind too. But part of it, you can go ahead.
No, a part of it is what?
A part of it, we want to go to California as individuals, but it's just awesome that we both kind of want to do it, and so we get to go together, which is, I think it's fun. So.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get back for a long time. I remember when I graduated high school, I wanted to get back. I wanted to go to San Diego State. I wanted to be an Aztec, and I guess I didn't have the balls to do it because I could have moved down with my brother and worked a year and then gone to SDSU. Just didn't do it. And then after I graduated college, I was applying to jobs and nothing clicked, nothing happened. Which, looking back on it, kind of makes sense. I didn't do it probably the hardest or the best way. So when I moved from Marble Falls, that was also kind of something that I was thinking about. Man, maybe I just get up and leave. And that's part of me always just wants to all right, well, I'll just go, do something drastic. But moved to Georgetown, and then so for people that know us from college ministry, you guys know the Bakers. But for people that don't know the Bakers were our college. I guess Carl was our college pastor when me and Amy, met doing the internship that we mentioned on her episode on Unknown People. And his family, he's married to Melanie, and they have 2 boys. And so I think it was around November or September, I was applying. I had just typed in Los Angeles jobs and put marketing or something. Mm-hmm. And then while I was looking through, I mentioned to AV, and AV was like, "You just do it, bro. You should just try." And then that time, literally that same period, that day, Carl called me and was like, "Hey, dude, what's up? How are you?" And I was like, "Oh man, I'm doing good. Looking at jobs actually, and just kind of How are you though? What's up with you?" And the Dodgers had just won the World Series, and he was like, "Hey, dude, I know that Lakers just won, Dodgers won. Do you have any room for me on that Dodgers bandwagon?" And I was like, yeah, sure, because me and Carl talk baseball. He's like, "Yeah, man, no, I'm being serious though because I'm moving to Los Angeles." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" Long story short, Carl took a lead pastor job at a church in Pasadena called Mission Gathering, and he from the jump was already recruiting me and Amy, and at the time me and Amy weren't together. And so he had been mentioning that, and then within that time, Amy and I started talking, and then went and talked with the Bakers just about our relationship. We've always looked up to the Bakers, right? Right, in their relationship. And from the jump, Carl's like, all right, we're recruiting you. Like, we want you guys to be out there. And so from like November 5th, I remember the date, November 5th and on, we've just been praying about it, right? We've just been praying like, Lord, like this is not something we like we're not sure if this is something we have to do or we should do, if it's part of your plan, but we kind of want to do this. And we just prayed through it, and then it got to when? Do you remember when we were like, all right, we're doing it? It was around the time you were for nursing, right?
Is it October? Or was it later than that?
No, because
it
was November.
Duh. Yeah, I don't remember.
I think it was like March. You had to reply.
I was way off.
March, because you were nursing stuff.
Yeah.
You had to get certified. You're all nervous. So Amy was having to apply for her nursing certification. She had to pick her state. California isn't a part of like what the tribe that gets like certified.
The compacts.
Yeah, the compacts that for people out there, there's compact states and there's not. Pretty much like what California, Florida, the difficult states. You have to get independently certified. And so with that, Amy had to pick. She'd go in Texas, and the compact states are not, and go California. And we had been praying about it, and we pretty much said, okay, we're getting stressed out about this whole thing. Let's just take a couple days and just pray on it ourselves and think through it. And then I remember we were on our way to a photo shoot. I can't remember who I was shooting. Amy was like, look, I kind of have to decide. I'm like, well, what do you want to do? And you were like, I want to move to Los Angeles. I want to move. I was like, shoot, I do too. Like, let's do it. And that was kind of like the first time we declared it. And that in no way was like the time we were like, all right, well, we're going. Like, we're super pumped. We were just like, we're dedicated to finding our way there.
Yeah.
And so with that, we took a trip in March, mid-March. And had such a great time. Kind of took Amy through like a tour of Moreno Valley, where my uncle is, where, if you're watching, I didn't even mention that. We're in Unk's studio. Unk and Jamil operate here, and they take all their photos here, which is, super cool that there's another studio that we can have access to. But took them through Moreno Valley, took her through Pasadena, and we discovered Pasadena together with the Bakers, and then we took a couple like a tour of LA and just gone to some spots and looked at LA and its views, and then took her down to my hometown, Murrieta, California, which is about an hour and a half south of LA with no traffic. About an hour south, no traffic. And then we went down all the way to Escondido, which is right above San Diego, and showed her my brother's hood, and my sister lives down there too, Leah. And all in all, the trip was just great, so we were super stoked coming back. But would you say during that week, like, it was like, we want to be here?
Like, super confirming. Yeah, like, going in March, it wasn't just like a vacation. It was more so like going there to kind of scope it out and see what it's like. And I loved it personally. I loved coming here to Moreno Valley, seeing Unk and Jamil's place, and just being welcomed by them, being welcomed by the Bakers, seeing the beauty of Pasadena. Because I originally wanted to like move after college to like some city, and Pasadena isn't like a big like city, but it's like really quaint and nice and close to LA.
Yeah, for people that know Modern Family, I kind of like describe it as like it's the Modern Family neighborhood. All right, we're gonna stop for a little intermission, but we'll be back. All right, this is the start of take 2. All right, sorry guys for the break. We had I had a phone call I had to take, so I had to take that. But we were just wrapping up. We were describing to them about how that trip really solidified things in our minds. And I guess since that trip, we had just been applying.
Yeah. Since that trip, I was like, okay, there's no going back. Like, I'm ready to go to California. And so you started applying, going hard at that. I started applying to the California Board of Nursing, waiting on that, and just looking at jobs and just waiting for those jobs to open up and everything and finish off school.
Yeah, I put my end date at HEB, which actually at the time of this recording was what? A couple days ago. My last shift was a couple days ago. So,
Great.
done with HEB. That chapter has ended. And then actually we're out here right now. We kind of have like a 4-day trip out here because I had an in-person interview and kind of working with the team to see if I'm a good fit. And everything went really well with that. So I have a kind of a part-time gig that is solidified here. It's in the middle of Hollywood. It's working with cameras and audio and yeah, just like it's a part-time gig, right? But the goal out here also is to find some other clients to do work with. And I also have, and this was a couple weeks back, so I've just been keeping everything under wraps. I have a client out in Orange County, so in Irvine, and I've already started filming and editing for her. So I'll be putting that on socials as the projects get rolling. And yeah, stuff is really kind of taken off for me, but for Amy, it's kind of taken a little bit longer since you have to actually get certified, right? She has to wait on the California Board of Nursing to kind of give her the green light to take her test and get certified. And so it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when Amy gets a job, nurses out there. And so stuff's actually really going that way. Like we're on the way. It is,
Ribbon date is...
as of time of recording, we're a couple weeks away from moving, which is so wild. It's super, super crazy, but we're going to be in LA, somewhere around LA, Northeast LA, maybe Pasadena, maybe Glendale, maybe Arcadia, who knows, we'll see, but hopefully not Arcadia, but
What's wrong with Arcadia?
it's just more east.
Just kidding.
It's just more east. But yeah, anything else we want to kind of update everybody on? I think that...
I don't think so. I think all in all, we're just really excited for this new chapter. Really special thanks to the Bakers, Unk, Millie, everybody who's just given us contacts to reach out to.
Yeah, Kat, Dan.
Yeah, Jane.
Freaking Audie, all these people, just people that we've just been meeting, and
Yeah, it wasn't just a journey with, by ourselves. We definitely have people who helped us get to where we are, and we're super thankful for.
Amy, I think that's like a huge deal. It's like it's not just us forcing our way here, right?
Yeah.
Like we're cruising down the highway, and we've just been praying for God to turn lights green, and He just time and time He just keeps kind of putting them on. There's been times where we're kind of approaching it, and it's like it's a little scary, and then just right then it'll turn green. We just keep going with the journey, but it's funny. Like we'll do a little longer, because everybody that I've talked to about this, when I mention it, they're like, "Why?" Mm-hmm. It's so expensive, and oh my gosh, like the people and politics are so bad, and immediately negatives start coming up. Like people at work have done that. People even in my family have done that. Friends have kind of mentioned that. Maybe not the close friends, but like the people that really are in our corner are just so excited for us and so pumped for us, which means a lot. And if you shared concerns with us, we don't hold that against anybody. But when we're out here, it's more than just like, oh, I want to pursue like my creativity and nursing, or Amy's not like, oh, nursing is going to be the best out here. Like what? We really feel called out here. Like we want to be out here too. Yeah. And we're in a chapter where I feel like the Lord has allowed us to make that decision, which is like super dope. I mean, and damn it, I'm going to be able to go to Dodger games and like Laker games and be able to like be a part of events and concerts and shit out here. But like, that's all kind of the stuff that is attractive and exciting, but take that all away. Like we still want to be here for the people, for the community, to help the church grow, to help the kingdom grow, to help people in our community, help kind of show like that different culture that we kind of are able to have.
But also experience like the new culture that's going to be here
and learn. Well, no, I don't know too much, but like learn too. Like learn from culture out here, be a part of it, and for me to learn like. Yeah, I'm from SoCal, but I really don't know. Like, I moved before high school, right? I know because of visits. So people always kind of have been making that comment of like, man, everybody's moving from California to Texas, which probably true stats wise, but
I'm making the comment that they're making room for us.
honestly, and we're gonna just step in their shoes and take their place in traffic.
There you go. I'm mostly excited for that.
Yeah, and so I've been telling people, now you know somebody in California, now you know that, if you need somewhere to stay, we'll try to make that happen. If you need someone for recommendations, you know 2 people now that are going to be out there living it. And so really, really exciting. What would you say your favorite, or not favorite, most exciting thing about moving out is?
Oh my gosh. I think just the most exciting thing is I grew up traveling, and so I just am ready to travel somewhere and live somewhere different, and like I said, experience different culture. My outlook in life is kind of just this world is just so big, and so just to be in one place just doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah.
And so on my search for looking at places to live, I was even looking outside of the country, and so I'm just excited to be somewhere different, and really just get to immerse myself in California life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a good, sheesh, that's right up what you do. I know when I met you and you're like, oh, I've been everywhere. I'm like, damn. And so I knew Texas wasn't going to be the place you stayed. And
so.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of surreal, even in this moment, I don't think it'll feel real until we move into our own spot.
Yeah.
That even isn't the Airbnb. It might feel like a vacation then still.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just wanted to kind of announce that so people can actually listen to why we're moving, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and you guys can support us by just praying, letting us know of anybody down here that link us up with good people, and check in with us every once in a while, because that's part of kind of the sadness about moving is you build relationships.
Yeah.
And when you move, out of sight, out of mind. I know I'm really bad at that. I guess when I move somewhere, it's kind of, I have a hard time reaching back. And so, yeah, reach out to us and we'll try to do the same, and try to keep ties across the country. But yeah, anything else you want to mention?
I'll have my Venmo below.
Oh my gosh. Some donations for gas out here. No, but all jokes aside, we're ready for it all. And if we're not ready, we'll get ready and we'll embrace it.
Yep.
But yeah, Los Angeles, here we come.
Woo.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you.
And we hope to update you with everything, that's going on with us over here. But anyway, thanks guys for tuning in. Amy, thanks for being part of the announcement. Can't do this alone, and excited that we're doing this together. Love you.
Love you.